hell am I even on this site? Well, the Creepypasta Spookfest of 2019 returns, and you might have noticed, I'm not on Reddit, I'm not on any Creepypasta sites, I'm on FimFiction. Doesn't My Little Pony fanfiction not count as Creepypasta? And you're right, but there's actually a special reason I'm doing this. It is because the first Creepypasta I ever reviewed was a My Little Pony pasta. It was Luna Game. And I have also broken my rule of not reviewing general fanfics before. I've looked at cupcakes and I've looked at patty cakes. So, you know, I should at the very least take a look at one MLP darkfic. And this one is Anonymous Letter to Celestia. I guess it comes from someone named Horse Voice, which this fandom comes up with weird names. And this is coming from someone who's named themselves the Entity of Darkness. Now, I've dropped out of Brony mostly for good at this point. The fandom has just become really obnoxious to me, so I'm not really looking at this from a fan's perspective, but at the same time, I still do have to admire the show, and, you know, it still has a special place in my heart. So keep that in mind when I say that I didn't really like this one too much. I mean, it's fine. I especially like the ending, but I don't. I can sum this one up in like a couple words. It's more. If I can't, it's more. I must create a. It's more. Person wants to create a perfect world stuff. I hate that kind of stuff. It's like. Look, I might be named the Entity of Darkness, but that is some seriously edge shit right there. And look, I've thought about creating a perfect world myself. I'm a writer, of course I have. But the reason I generally don't go through with it is because this kind of stuff isn't really interesting. Like, it's more, humanity sucks, I must create a perfect world. Now, they don't say that this creature is human, but let's be honest, this is a human creature. They basically describe it in all but name, so yeah. And really, I just don't find this kind of stuff interesting, so, yeah. And the ending is also really weird, because the ending, the person basically assumes either complete victory or complete defeat. Which I guess it makes sense, but I don't know, it just kind of became, what? It just kind of became one of those, what moments? Which, considering that this whole thing was kind of a dull read for me, yeah, it doesn't really, doesn't really say much. Again, if you want to read this one, the link is in the description, because I might be on my own here, but I don't really care for these kinds of stories, and yeah, I think this one wasn't great. So, that is day 3 of the Creepypasta Spookfest. I'm not going to do something... Actually, no. I am going to do something dramatic. Never do that again. Never do that at all. Just don't.